Good evening. I'm Rick Shanklin with the National Weather Service in Paducah, Kentucky, and here's an updated weather briefing for the evening of February 20th. A winter storm warning is in effect until 6 a.m. Saturday across all of our region, as well as adjacent areas of other states. Winter storm warning is for snow, sleet, and some freezing rain, which will continue to increase across the area through tonight. And will become more widespread throughout the evening. Some thunder has already been reported and will likely continue to be reported, at least across the southern portions of the region. But all of the precipitation will change over to rain from south to north throughout the night, especially after midnight. However, before that occurs, ice accumulations up to a quarter of an inch with the isolated higher amounts are possible in southeast Missouri, southern Illinois, and western Kentucky. Snow and sleet accumulations generally from 1/2 inch to a couple of inches, but isolated higher amounts up to 4 inches or so, especially along and north of Interstate 64. As a result, roads will be slick and hazardous, so slow down and use extra caution if you are out driving. And the second major issue we have to deal with this current weather scenario is flooding. We have a flood watch in effect from midnight tonight through 6 p.m. on Saturday. And any remaining freezing rain will change over to rain once again, and heavy rain and flooding will be possible, especially across southeast Missouri and western Kentucky, where the heaviest rainfall is forecast. High temperature Saturday, 35 to 45, and the rain will gradually end from west to east by Saturday evening and could end as a wintry mix. Total rainfall accumulations from 1 to 3 inches with the greater amounts across western Kentucky, southeast Missouri, and far southern Illinois. So taking a look in a little bit more detail, temperatures that Friday evening are in the 20s will increase as we progress through the night, and by 6 a.m. Saturday, most of our region will be at or above freezing. The lone exception may be north of Interstate 64. High temperatures on Saturday, again, in the 30s to lower 40s across parts of southeast Missouri and along the Tennessee border. Total ice accumulations for the entire event through tonight, possibly into Saturday morning, generally from 1/10 of an inch or less across southwest Indiana, upwards to a quarter of an inch or more across parts of southeast Missouri, southwest Illinois, and far western Kentucky. Total snowfall and sleet for this event is expected to be generally less than 1 inch. The exception, though, is up in the Mount Carmel, Princeton, Petersburg areas where snowfall accumulations could exceed 2 inches. And our total rainfall forecast for this event, 2 to 3 inches, and this area is expanded a bit northward from previous forecast. But western Kentucky will take the brunt of the heavier rain along with the Missouri Boot Heel area and lesser amounts northward in Illinois. Again, a flood watch is in effect from midnight tonight through Saturday afternoon, 6 p.m. Saturday, for our entire region indicated here. Some impact scenarios, things we're concerned about with the heavy rain forecast and the existing snowpack that we have in place, along with any additional snow that we accumulate tonight and any freezing rain that we accumulate. And one of those scenarios is that the snow can act as a sponge and absorb some of the rain, at least initially. But that will dramatically increase the weight of the snow, and that's why we showed the picture here from one of the roof collapses back in 2004. We're not saying this is going to happen, but it's certainly something that that has to be considered with the snowpack and the rain that is coming. The snow, another scenario, the snow may melt rather quickly with the heavy rain, especially across the southern parts of the area, which is where the greater amounts of snow fell earlier this week. However, storm drain sewers are frozen and may lead to areas of ponding water. and small-scale floods down individual streets and that kind of thing. Another scenario, if we get much freezing rain, it kind of seals the top of the snowpack, and that causes flooding, maybe even some localized flash flooding where we have the heavier rain, especially if we get into some thunder activity where we have brief downpours. So we'll have to watch that very closely and see what kind of ice accumulation we receive tonight and how that comes into play. The best case scenario is the snow just gradually melts with the rain. We don't get much freezing rain and things unclog quickly. So once again, winter storm warning is in effect through 6 a.m. Saturday with a wintry mix expected with the ice accumulations up to 1/4 of an inch, snow and sleet accumulations mostly between a 1/2 inch and a couple inches, except up along and north of Interstate 64 where amounts could be between 2 and 4 inches. Flood watch is in effect from midnight tonight through 6 p.m. on Saturday. Total rainfall is expected to range from 1 inch north to as much as 3 inches across the southern part of our region. Stay tuned to our website and other sources, weather.gov/ph, for the very latest on this developing weather situation.